Okay, something quite spontaneous has just happened. It's been suggested that I try this with the lid extended, i.e. closed but open. So as an improviser, of course, I'm going to find this really, really interesting. And already just with the first few notes, I can localize the sound. The bass sound is right there in my ear, but not in a bad way. It's just I work a lot with electronic music, and for me, when I'm looking at the spaces between two loudspeakers, I need to be able to localize something, whether it's up there, down there, left, right, center. Here, I can hear exactly where the sound is. Obviously, when the lid is open, as is the normal usage, the sound for me is going over there, but here I've got it much more present. So I'm just going to, I don't know where this is going to take me, but hopefully I'll take you with me. Let's see what happens. Right, okay. It's like having two loudspeakers right in front of you. It's fantastic. It's a test, but it's just like having the sound not thrown at you, but just there all the time, and it allows you to be able to dig into the piano in a very, very jazz way. I would love to have been around when Mozart and Beethoven were improvising. I mean, there are some moments in Beethoven's music where he's working very much with the low resonances of the piano, and I would have loved to have seen him dig into the piano, because I'm sure he did, in the way that jazz pianists do. You know, even kind of leaning forward, this whole kind of physical approach. And here, it's just right there. It's almost like having a kind of the audio equivalent of having a kind of screen in front of you with the sound, and it makes it really attractive to play with. And also, it's just very tempting to play loud, which is perhaps not the best thing, but doesn't make the most subtle of music, but it can be very exciting. But perhaps even in a and I wish you could be right here where I am now, because here I'm listening, it's almost as if I'm listening right into the soundboard, and that's just magic. One of the things I've always found slightly sad about playing grand pianos is that, it sounds a bit mean, but I don't want to think that the audience is getting the best sound. They're getting a better sound than I am. Of course not, because I'm here trying to produce these sounds. But they're hearing the sound as I would like to hear it. But here, I'm listening right into the resonance of the piano, and it's absolute bliss. And because the sound is that much clearer, it's making me think, how much quieter can I get? So it's a challenge to me as a pianist, and that's really good. Right? I think I can play in a very large dynamic range, but obviously I'm not quiet enough, so I need to be able to play even quieter. this is one of the challenges also when one is faced with something like this that inspires you to do something different. Obviously, I'm thinking compositionally. How can I use this in terms of a composition? And would that bring me something? That's something that obviously every composer, every performer has to decide for themselves. But for me, I can't help but be influenced by the sounds that I'm presented with at a piano, the keyboard, the touch, the pedals, everything. It goes into the entire performance and my perception, and ultimately not just my perception, but also my idea of what I'd like to achieve in the performance. So in that sense, I think I'm very open as a performer, and I like the risk. I enjoy risks greatly in music, because I think if you can rise above it, you can create something beautiful. Not always, but I like those challenges. And this is certainly a new challenge, and there's just, well, I've run out of time, so I could just spend the next couple of days getting to know this sound. And this is what it's about, getting to know an instrument. It is a personality. I'm a personality. Each performer, each listener is a personality. And it's all this process of getting to know where the parameters are. And when they shift, how do we change? And that's a wonderful thing. It's a living process. I'm very excited. So thank you to Herr Schmidt-Steingraeber for showing me this idea. Never occurred to me. Great. That's the way it should be. Thanks.